All
How's my
right,
lighting?
we
My lighting?
are officially streaming. Your lighting looks good. Okay, I am gonna check. Okay, I'm gonna check that the YouTube is going.
Make sure my mic is working.
Hello, everyone. Happy day, y'all. Okay, I'm just checking here to make sure that. Oh, where'd you go, Jolanta?
I'm here. I was waiting for you to.
Oh, your video went off. I was like, where are you? Okay. Okay, we are live.
Woo!
All right, let me mute this. So there's a slight delay on the YouTube. So for those of you on YouTube tuning in, there's a little bit of a delay in how fast I see your comments because I'm using a broadcasting software to stream Jolanta and I together. Let's see. Jolanta, I'm just gonna move you over a teensy bit now that I see what it looks like on YouTube. Okay. There we go. All right. Can you hear me, Jolanta? I don't hear
I
you.
can hear you.
Oh, there we go. I hear you now. Okay, cool.
Let's see. I
Awesomeness. All right. Welcome, everyone. Let's see. Jolanta,
don't see you.
you don't see the video?
No. I'm on
Um,
YouTube.
okay. I
There
see
you are.
it. Okay, you see now? Okay, cool. If you want to take a second to share the actual link, you're welcome to. Oh, darn. I'm trying to see here. Let's see. I want to get that little section out of there. Jolanta, I'm just moving you on my screen a little bit so you'll see yourself move on YouTube.
I'm trying to watch on. Do you want me to mute my Google and talk through YouTube?
No, if anything, mute YouTube because YouTube has a delay. So don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Keep your
How do
Google.
I mute YouTube? Okay.
There we
Let me.
go. Okay, John says he just found it. Hey, John, welcome. John and Medi, welcome, welcome. All right, we're gonna wait for a few more people to join, and I'm gonna see if I can share the live broadcast real quickly. Let's see, chat filter. How do I share it? This is so. I should know how to share my own broadcast, you guys.
I got you.
You got it? Oh, you have the link? Hey, John! Okay.
I think that's the link you're looking for, right?
Did you text it or email it?
In the chat. Or do you want me to
Oh,
text it to you?
no, the chat works. Our Google chat?
Yeah, Google Chat.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, welcome, welcome.
There is a real delay here. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
I'm watching.
okay. I think the text will be better. If you can text it to me, that'll be better. Welcome,
Well, we're
everyone. I am Lady Filmmaker, aka KT Walker Delphonse. This is my channel, Film Lab TV. Thank you for joining us. And we are here today with Jolanta Young, and we are bringing to you the power of positivity. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes for more people to join. Oh, hey, Mehdi. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, let's see. We'll see if a few more people join. And it's okay if it's just the four of us. Nothing wrong with a small crowd. All right. Oh, thank you, Jolanta. I am just going to share the link. Oh, interesting. Let me do a copy. Copy. Okay. All right. Let's see. We'll give it like maybe 4 more minutes or so. Where are you guys tuning in from? Who is here now? Where are you tuning in from? I need to create like a major texting list. So I just send one message to the list and then it goes to everyone. That would be most ideal. Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's not. Oops.
Los Angeles Center Studios. All right.
Woo!
Studio guys in the house.
Woo! How about the Twin Cities?
TWC. So, Jolanta, I'm thinking if you can be watching the YouTube comments and then I can be paying attention to our outline, does that work? Tag
Yeah,
team it?
that's why I was trying to
Okay.
pull up our outline here.
Oh, I have the outline pulled up. I think if one of us focuses on the outline and one of us focuses on the comments, we can knock it out of the park.
Right.
All right. Okay. Well, should we go ahead and get started, Jolanta? Do you know if you
I
need
think
anyone else?
so.
Okay, let's get started.
I think we should.
All right. So, welcome. Lady Filmmaker, aka Katie Walker Delphonse here, bringing you the power of positivity. I have 20 plus years experience in filmmaking, especially short films, action drama, and drama thrillers. I've also, along the way, had a very transformative journey in the conscious world and in spirituality and Christianity. I'm very grateful for that journey. And along the journey, I discovered this concept called the power of positivity. I discovered the power of positivity around 2012. So it's been over 10 years now, and it is literally life changing. So I was chatting with Jolanta a couple weeks ago, and we were like, what can we do? What do we know about that we can talk about that we can bring to the world? And I was like, well, the power of positivity is one that's really helped me in my life. So here we are, and Jolanta is going to also join us in chatting about the power of positivity as well as mindset over matter, because thinking about mindset over matter has really helped her in her life. So, with that in mind, let's see. I do have a contact form for anyone who's interested in joining the Film Lab TV mailing list. And we're going to be offering courses, master film courses in screenwriting, directing films, and most likely there will be an offering in the power of positivity and healthy boundaries, and eventually an offering in editing. So it's just going to keep growing, but I'm launching with screenwriting and directing to start. So I'll put the link to my form here. And then if you all would like to fill out the form, that way I get your contact info and I can send you all the links you need to become a part of the Film Lab TV family. Jolanta, take it away. Tell us about yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Katie. Hello, everybody. I am Jolanta. So I'm an artist entrepreneur, and I help other creative entrepreneurs with gaining brand visibility. I have different strategies that I offer, whether it be through photography, branding, story, and design. And I have also been in filmmaking for over 15 years. I started my production company when I was in college. And I'm so glad to be here with Katie tonight, talking to you about mindset over matter and the power of positivity. And so I hope you guys, learn some things and have some awesome takeaways. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining me, Jolanta. So, for those of you who didn't follow our live stream a month ago, Jolanta and I have been goal setting partners for quite a long time now, about 5 years. And I used one of the clips from our last live where I said, Jolanta and I are goal setting rock stars. And I'll say it again. We have seen each other through many a goals, many a seasons of life, and continued to be accountability partners. I'm very grateful for your accountability, Jolanta. Thank you.
Always.
Let's see. Okay. So dun, 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 dun. Okay, we already asked where everyone's tuning in from. Let's see if we have any new viewers. Okay, I think we have Okay, we just have our two. That's amazing. I'm happy to have you guys. All right. So, how is positivity more than being cheerful?
Hmm.
Um, so I like that one because it's not just about being cheerful. Positivity is not just about cheerful. Sometimes people see me and they think, "Oh, you're so cheerful." It's not just about being cheerful. The reason I'm so cheerful is what lies beneath. So if I didn't have what's underneath it all, the cheerfulness would be fake. So for me, like my base is like purposely thinking things are going to work, purposely believing things can work and that they will work. Will they work in my timing that I want? Not always. But will they work eventually? I do believe they will. Um, or will a different door open that will make something else work that's even better? Yes, it will. And so, like, my base underneath the cheerfulness is believing in a glass half full, if you will. There's the glass half full and the glass half empty people, right? So I'm a glass half full person. I kind of started life with a glass half full mentality because of resilience. Um, but when it comes to like just being cheerful versus the power of positivity, you're with the power of positivity, one is doing work to change their mindset. So just being cheerful is like making it through this moment. Like I'm in a really bad moment at work and I'm just going to put a smile on and pretend like everything's okay and do my work at my desk, right? That's like just being cheerful. But then taking it back home and journaling about what happened, what can I do better next time? How can I be a better advocate for myself? And then changing along the way is, to me, that's the difference. It's the behind the scenes work that goes into that cheerful attitude. Jolanta, let me know if you'd like to share anything along those lines.
Yeah, I actually agree with what you said about being resilient, especially in challenging times, right? Because sometimes we forget about how to take a step back and because a lot of people only see this, right? They just see the face, but they don't see what kind of journey have you walked through. And I think words are powerful, and how you speak to yourself, that's how you probably maintain your positivity, right? Maybe you grew up in a environment and such, and I think there's so many ways you could stay positive with a positive mindset. And yeah, I agree with that, Katie.
Awesome. Would you like to share a personal story where positivity changed the outcome for you?
Sure. You know, I have several stories, but I'll just choose one story here. I was recently at a supermarket, or one of our local, not a supermarket, but like at one of our local um, shops here, and I was going to get some bread at one of my normal spots, and I only go to this spot like maybe once a month or so, and I saw this elderly person, unfortunately. Oh, oh, there we go. Can you see me now?
Yes.
And I saw this elderly person fall, and it made me kind of sad because no one helped him cross the street. I actually made a post about this on my Facebook and LinkedIn because it really got me down thinking about like how many times has someone fallen, or how many times have we seen people struggle? And if we offer just a little bit of kindness and helping hand to other people, I think this one incident kind of changed me in a way, because I know when I get older, I hope that that happens to me if I'm struggling to cross the street and no one is able to help me. And clearly, this person had a disability, and I know where I came from. I know my parents taught me how to be kind to everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
um, this person just wanted to get to the bus stop. No one helped. I saw five people go by. Nobody helped this man. It made me really sad. But I think that right there taught me something about staying positive, and just helping someone genuinely. Just genuinely helping somebody.
Awesome. Well, hopefully, with a story like that, more and more people will feel inspired to help.
I
For
hope so.
my Yes. For myself, let's see, a story where positivity changed the outcome. So I have a very basic example for everyone. When I first learned about this trick with the power of positivity, it was in like a vision board meeting with like we're setting goals for like all that you want to do in the future. And I had very big goals. I still do have very big goals. And I've accomplished 90% of that vision board. But the other 10% is like just taking a little bit longer than I originally thought to accomplish. And I'm very grateful for the process. Anyways, I'm off topic. What I thought of when they talked about the power of positivity at this meeting with all these amazing women in Oakland, and they were like, "What is holding you back? What do you talk negatively about yourself?" And they were like giving examples of negative self-talk. And one of my negative self-talks was, "I'm always late. I'm always late." And so everyone who knew me knew I was always late. And I was like, okay, well, let me give that a try. Let's see if this thing works, this power of positivity idea. So I gave it a try, and I like drew these little clocks all over my apartment at the time on dry erase little circles. And I drew clocks, and I put always on time, always on time, I'm always on time. And then I just started telling everyone in film school, I was like, yeah, I'm always on time. I'm an on time person. And I remember, Jolanta, you know, my good friend Jessica, I called her and I was like, hey, I'm always on time. And she just started laughing, like, what? You lying? You lying over there? And I was like, yeah, but I'm running an experiment. You know, I'm always on time. And so she's like, whatever, doing your weird hippie stuff. But it worked, you guys. Within 2 months, I was actually on time. And in fact, I was even early to meetings, and people were commenting like, wow, you're so ready. You're so here. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. And it just made this huge difference in like my trajectory in that season. And, if I recall right, I'm pretty sure that's when I ended up landing like my first film job within a few months of that, and then the next film job, and so on. So it's been a very great journey, and that's just one example. Like other times, um, I come from my origin story. My family are very worried people. Um, they tend to think about the glass half empty and the most negative outcome that can possibly happen to anyone. Like when I told them I'm moving to California, they were like, why would you go there? It's going to fall off the country. This was my real response, people. And I was like, well, I'll get a front row seat. There's my glass half full perspective. I'm going to take a front row seat and drink a margarita as it's falling off the country. And anyways, so my default is to think negative in all honesty. So I have to constantly correct that. And so when a new negative thought comes to mind, I switch it immediately. So I might think something like, oh, my son's going to school, and oh, of course there's gonna be like a, an SHOTING at the school, of course. And I'm like, no. First of all, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. He will be safe at school. It is a safe school. He will be fine. All will be well. So like just these little negative things that occur that I just keep adjusting and fixing along the way. And that has been that kind of goes back to the original question, the difference between cheeriness and the power of positivity. All right, moving on, you guys. Addressing myths. So this came up when I was on a live on Bigo where someone was asking me about toxic positivity. And they were saying like, where do you draw the line? Where does it become toxic? And in all honesty, I think everyone's journey is different in that regard. For my own personal journey, I draw the line at like for instance, right now, bills need to be paid. I have some gigs, but there's not enough gigs. So like I believe that something good is going to come where I don't have to do like side jobs. I believe that. And I know that eventually it will. At the same time, in this moment, if I'm going to feed the kids, like I'm doing Uber, I'm doing DoorDash, I'm like applying, like I'm doing the footwork to get to that place of financial stability again. So like to me, that's the difference between toxic positivity. If all I did was sit around and be like, it's going to come to fruition one day, and then I did no action steps, to me, that's toxic because it's like, okay, Like we have to take action to get there. Also, us taking action or taking side jobs doesn't necessarily mean that we don't believe in the bigger dream or the bigger goal. It just means that for this season, we may need a little extra income from a side job. So that's to me, that's what it means to me. Like, there's not an all or nothing. There's always an in between, and like scooting ahead a little bit, like God always has a journey for us, and it might be like zigzagging. You know, if anyone's ever gone on a Pan's Labyrinth, they're literally designed as like a spiritual journey. And on a Pan's Labyrinth, you go forward and backward, forward and backward, forward and backward. But eventually you get to the end of the labyrinth. But it doesn't look exactly like one might think it would look.
You mean there's no actual blueprint, Katie, to get to one place to another? Because girl, I feel that. I can relate to. I was reading about what is it, flight or fight response mode, and how how your body sometimes you see like, okay, your bank account is going to be zero, like you're going to go down this way, but then you realize this is a struggle. But then you start to think, I am going to get that next booking, or I am going to get. You start using the I am statements, and that's what flips the script and says, I am going to be able to make $10,000. That I am wishful thinking there, but
No, you're not. You will. You will one day. Absolutely. You will get $10,000 from one client or one gig. Yes, you will.
absolutely. So I understand where you're coming from, because sometimes I go back and forth, and it's like, do I want to work 3 jobs today? Do I want to work 2 jobs just to get? I get it, but it's the hard work. The hard work will pay off in the end, like you were
Yes.
saying. No matter how many times you have to, no matter how many times you have to fall, or no matter how many times you have to maybe restart or start over again and get out of the fight or flight mode.
Yes. Yes. And especially as creatives, for those of us who are creatives on a creative journey, it doesn't always look like as I don't know, financially stable as like a lawyer's journey or a doctor's journey. Not that all lawyers and all doctors look that way. Some of them go work in nonprofits and world peace organizations, and their journeys probably look some more similar to creative people's journeys at that point. um, let's talk about, oh, let's encourage our viewers. What helps you all to stay positive when you're having a challenge or when you're going through a challenge? So, to our YouTube viewers, what helps you when you're going through a challenge to stay positive?
Would you like me to write that in the chat?
Oh, sure. Or I can. It's okay. I have it pulled up now. What helps? Are you writing it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll have you do it then.
Helps
All
you
right. Helps you to stay positive.
stay positive.
Now, there's a slight delay between what we say and the comments, so we'll give it a beat, you guys, to see if you all respond.
It's okay. Technology. It works when it wants to work.
Right?
But that's a mindset. That is the power of mindset, though. We're
Yes.
making it work, okay?
Yes, we are. Like, for instance, example of the power of mindset, we're giving a preview into our next section here. YouTube wouldn't let me co-host yet, so I found a way around it by using Google Hangouts and broadcasting software.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh, Soul Session says sleep. Sleep is a good thing. Miracle says, I think all of the other time when I thought things wouldn't work out, but God showed up. So I'm just reminded of how I always made it through, and I just know that I will make it through. Yes, amen. Yes, and amen.
How do I heart that?
Yes. Love
I heart
you.
or highlight that comment?
Oh, I don't know. We will learn though. We may not know today, but we will know. We will know. We will find out. Yes. Yes, we will.
Shout out to Miracle for that. That's a
Yes.
winning comment, okay?
Yes. I also pay attention to what it is that I'm feeling. I don't ignore my feelings. I acknowledge them and I process it and I work it out. Yes, that's so good. Yes, we have to acknowledge our feelings and process them and work them out. It's so it's so necessary. And we don't want to be like walking around with a bunch of like repressed feelings and like unprocessed feelings. Otherwise, the wrong person might get blown up on. We're like, oh man, then we feel really bad after. Like, why did I blow up on the gas station worker? Like, there's no reason for me to blow up on them. Um,
Right?
yeah, one of my friends always said, if it's hysterical, it's historical. So that's what one of the things I check in with myself about. If my reaction doesn't equal the action of the person I'm reacting to, then I know something else is going on there. And I check in with myself about it. Like, okay, what is bothering me? How do I like adjust next time? What does a more sane response look like?
Was
Um,
that? I think we talked about this. Sorry, Katie. I wanted to add.
mm-hmm.
I think we mentioned it before. But what is it? You better. The saying is, you better check yourself
Yeah,
before you wreck
you better check
yourself.
yourself before you say yes.
That is my favorite saying.
Chickity check yourself before you wreck yourself.
And then it's a wrap.
Come with us next time. We'll be doing power positivity karaoke. Let's see. Having been in business a long time, highs and lows, it's always been helpful to be working or writing something that you moving mentally in a positive direction. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, as long as we're moving mentally in a positive direction, that's truly what matters in life. Um, yes, I
I
agree.
can I can share one, or do you want to go
Yeah.
ahead and share yours?
You go for it, Jolanta. You go ahead.
I think what keeps me positive, what keeps me going, is probably being around other people for sure. What I learn from others, and also having a personal development goal for myself. I set regular personal development goals a lot every week, and maybe I've narrowed it down now to maybe three goals. How do I stay positive this week? Maybe I want to lose. I'm just going to lose. Say I want to lose weight, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how do I get to lose 10 pounds? How do I get to lose 15 pounds? I have to be, stay positive and keep crushing my weight loss and keep walking every day or attempting to go to the gym 3, 4 days a week. But sometimes we backslide, we have setbacks, and that's okay. But as long as you're willing to keep going, and I think just that creative mindset that I'm constantly in, or just being around supportive people who could really push you or motivate you. Because sometimes we get lost, and I don't like that lost feeling. So I think that's what inspires me is what is my end goal? What is my passion?
Mm-hmm.
What am I passionate about? What makes me get out of bed every day? Those
Mm-hmm.
things.
Nice. That's amazing. I love it.
How
Let's
about
see. For myself, one of the things that helps me is journaling to keep a positive attitude, which I'm I keep giving little glimpses ahead. um, but journaling has been like really transformative for me and life changing. Even before I was journaling, I've been writing poetry since I was like in fourth grade, I think. I still have my poems from fourth grade.
oh,
Yeah, like from fourth grade on up. I think I was like 8 or 9. So I've been writing poetry on and off like almost my whole life. So that was like my first form of journaling. And then once I got more intentional after learning about things like the power of positivity and started doing like Bible studies with like minded Christians, then I started getting more intentional with my journaling and really like breaking down like, this is what happened, this was my part in it, what can be better next time, what can I do better next time. And I try to like own my own stuff and that really helps me to like live in freedom. Because when you own your own stuff, then no one can hold anything against you because you own your own stuff. So when I own my own stuff, if I need to ask for forgiveness, I do. If they don't forgive me, they don't. Um, but I live in freedom because I own my own stuff. And
I love
there's a
that.
lot of stuff.
No, there's power in owning your own things, like you're saying. Like
Hmm.
I know sometimes people say, I want to buy a house, but what are my steps to buying a home? What are
Hmm.
my steps to financial freedom, or, getting to those things? And I love that you said journaling. I also love to journal. So
Nice.
I like to write my inner thoughts.
It's good. It's a good thing. It's good to get them out somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, let's cross over into mind over matter. So, the concept of mind over matter and how it applies to daily life and spiritual growth. Do you want to lead on this one, Jolanta, or would you like me to?
You can lead on this one. You're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. I offered since because this was Jolanta's idea to add the mind over matter portion. Um, so for me, mind over matter and how it applies. Well, first off, the concept of mind over matter. So to me, my concept of mind over matter is like training my mind to not obsess over the matter. So if an interaction goes a little bit weird, like okay, here's an example. If you're here, I loved being on your set. So I was on set the other day, a few days ago, and someone in charge was getting bothered because the crew wasn't working fast enough and moving fast enough. But there was some communication that wasn't happening. So the crew was like taking a beat. Um, I understand because I've been in that role where I'm like, move faster. I need these shots. But then in this instance, I was on the crew who wasn't really being communicated to, right? So, like, I could have chosen to be angry about it. It wasn't
Hmm.
the greatest working environment. It wasn't the worst working environment. I enjoyed myself. I made a lot of good connections. It wasn't the worst situation ever, but it certainly wasn't the best. And I could have been angry and had a bad attitude, blah, 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 but I wasn't. I just kept a smile on my face. And like the talent kind of saw what was happening. Because let me tell you something, if you are here and you're a filmmaker and you're behind the camera, you need to know that your energy affects your talent energy. When I'm directing or producing, I don't play that. If you got funky energy, I tell you vibes, and you take 2 minutes and you go correct your vibes. Don't give that energy to our on camera talent, okay? So the on camera talent felt the energy because I'm walking by and I'm like, I'm like sharing some pumpkin seeds with the crew because everyone's hungry. That goes back to why it was not so good, not so bad. Anyways, careful with what I say, right? So I'm walking outside to get this shot that they want to get, and the really nice talent are like, "You're doing great. You're such a blessing." And I was like, "Thank you. So are you." But I just kind of pretended like I didn't know why they were saying that to me. I was like, "Wow, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. So are you. You're a blessing too." And I knew why they were saying it to me, but I didn't like react as if I knew why they were saying it to me. And the reason is mind over matter. Like, yeah, the producer was PO'd at me and two other people on the crew. But I was there to do a job, and I went and did my job. And I walked outside and I said, "Hey, what shot do you want to get? Where do you want me at? What do you need help with?" And I think the producer was a little bit shocked because other people that she was angry at were kind of hiding in the back corner. And I was like, "I'm here to do a job. You can be mad at me, but do you want me to film your stuff or not?" I didn't say that to her, but she knew that I was there from about business. Like, you can be mad all you want to be. I didn't say that, but I'm like, here I am. What are we doing? Let's do it. you know? And we did it. We did a good job. And her energy slowly changed. And then the rest of the crew kind of came back and joined us, and they were all happy dappies. So that was good. So to me, that's like mind over matter is like choosing what is going to impact us and not allowing people's behaviors or action to control us. Because her behavior, in my opinion, was a bit irrational. And I could have allowed it to affect me and impact me, but I didn't. The show must go on. So let's do this. Let's finish this movie.
I love that. And, I like to share because there have been some times where I've been on a film set where maybe people might underestimate me or undermine my skills, right? So I've also been in fashion shows and in different events in the fashion industry where I see this happen all the time. I worked with producers who sometimes come to set, maybe they're disorganized, or you just try to maintain a positive aurora, if you will, on set, no matter where you are. I've had a situation on set a few times where oftentimes I would think, maybe, is it me? Am I doing something wrong, or is it just maybe they're in a bad mood or just not in? I mean, I've been in situations like that. Like, I've had directors be mean to me for no reason, but I still take it. But you know, that's where I think that's where you still show perseverance and resilience through your work, and you hope that you still left a good impression just by being there, just by offering them food. Like said I was on this weekend, one of my interns had said, I never get to eat. I'm like, what do you mean? They always have food on. I always bring food on set because I know how it is to not eat and stuff like that after a whole 8 hour day, maybe 10 hour day sometimes. So you still try to be helpful no matter the situation could be. I've been in high pressure situations before, but I don't let those little things try to get to me because I always want to make sure that I do what I was brought in to do.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Keep a level
That's
head,
amazing.
level headed.
Yes, stay level headed. So,
Hmm.
I think we already talked about my how it applies to daily life, or that's like more career life. Um, let's see.
Let's see.
For me in daily life, mind over matter might be like there's a tornado warning, and I'm freaked out about weather, you guys. I've always been freaked out about weather, whether it's fires, tornadoes, or hurricanes. I always have a go bag. If there's a storm coming my way, just pray for me, but you don't have to worry because my go bag is in the corner. Like, I'm
I love
ready. I
that.
have like non-perishables, I have flashlights, I have portable chargers because I apparently I've moved to a lot of hurricane areas in the last, I don't know, 5 years. Um and they freak me out, because flooding can happen very fast. But mind over matter, okay, I have to go to bed. I have two little children. I can't just stay up all night watching the Weather Channel. So that's where I started using the go bags. I have my go bag, it's in the corner. If something happens, I'll wake up and I'll get the go bag and get the kids and go. And that allows me to sleep at night when there's a hurricane. So there's an example of applying mind over matter to daily life.
I think this kind of goes back to, like, you were talking about running late for things, right? Because I also think about, I want to show up 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes ahead of time because I am someone that in traffic, right now it's summer. I know there's road construction going on everywhere. So I sometimes try to find where the shortcuts are so I can get to my destination, right? So I think people have kind of come to be a little lenient now in the cities because of what's been going on construction wise with major road closures. And I also hate weather too. So you and me both. I have a prepared bag, especially in the winter time. If I'm stuck somewhere, I need to have my emergency kit in my car. Otherwise, I feel like I'm doomed.
But mind over matter, you know what will help your mind to go through the matter. And that's what matters. Oh, there's a good one.
Ooh, I like that one.
All right, you guys, let's see.
I'm gonna
Moving
put that on a.
on. Right? I was thinking that. I'm like, we could do that on a t shirt over here. Was it mind over matter to get through the matter? Yes.
Mine to get to the man. Better coin that. No one's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Copywritten by Lady Filmmaker.
That's funny.
All right, you guys, talking about the science of mindset. So, I've taken some courses with Maria Nemeth. If any of you are not familiar with her, I highly recommend her teachings. I believe she has a doctorate in psychology, and I've taken a few of her courses in mindset around money and retraining our brains around money mindset. Um, but she really talks also in general about just our mindset in general. And one of the things that has stayed with me from her trainings is about the monkey mind and how we are actually, it's in our DNA as humans to be afraid of something new. Like, because when we were cave people, like something new could mean death, right? Like you go outside at night and a lion eats you, or wildebeest or a rhinoceros, like who knows what, right? So like anything new could have led to death in early centuries. Like even the cold, like a common household cold, killed people. A mosquito bite killed people back then. So with that in mind, when she mentioned like this is in our DNA, in our brain's genetic makeup to be fearful, it was like that aha moment for me where I was like, whoa, it's totally normal that I'm afraid of new things. But then like she kind of did a lot of training around how to retrain the brain, and it involves like journaling, meditating, envisioning what you want and where you want to go, and then moving forward in fear and knowing that, you know, going online and telling your story on social media will not kill you. Not in 2025. Even
Absolutely.
getting canceled will not kill you in 2025. It won't. In fact, it might be good for your publicity, depending on who you are. You know? I mean, look at our president. I think if he wasn't president, he might have got canceled. But he's president, so, you know. Anyways, I'm off topic. The point is checking with ourselves. Why are we afraid? What is bringing this fear up, and how can we remove that or move forward in it, you know, and letting go of it.
Mm.
So to me, that's like kind of like the science of it, which is really wild to me. And then moving forward, like in scripture, it was interesting to me because she's like this very science doctor type person, but then when you look at the Bible, there are many verses in the Bible where God tells people, do not be afraid, for I am with you. So like God has also been trying to help us from the very beginning. He's like, I know you're worried about leaving the cave, but I promise you, like even like Psalm 91 says like you will not bump your foot on a rock, like a snake will not bite you, like my angels will guard you. Like God is like trying to convince people like I got you, if you believe in me I got you, right? And so the fact
Right.
that God has been trying to help us with this for so long is wild. And I'm very grateful. Um, Another good scripture that goes along with the power of positivity that I discovered, I think after discovering the power of positivity, was the power of life and death lies in our tongue. And when I heard that scripture, I was like, whoa, that's the power of positivity. Like the power of life and death lies in our tongue. And then the power of positivity is retraining ourselves to say life giving words over ourselves, right? So it's kind of wild to me. And I later found out that the whole concept of the power of positivity was written by a Christian author. So that's a really cool thing. Let's see, what else? There's another scripture example from Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Um, which again goes along with adjusting, moving forward, letting go of fear, believing God's got you, but also like grounding ourselves in prayer and meditation to know what is the right direction to go. Because if we just go crazy haphazardly and it's not God's will for us, not that God won't protect us in it, but we might mess around and use our own free will to trip over a rock or two or three. Thankfully, God can do all things, and He uses everything for good. at the same time, I think grounding ourselves in prayer and meditation and studying like His Word and studying our professions will help us to make sound decisions as we go. All right, Jolanta, would you like to talk about mind over matter?
Sure. I mean, you brought up some great stuff already, especially you're talking about um, spiritual part of it through meditation because there's a lot in the Bible about what God talks about with meditation, with grounding, and energy, right? You mentioned about how certain people have different energies around you and what they bring around you. And so I think one example I could probably think of was in the book of Genesis, right? When they were going through Moses and the flood, how are they going to get out of that situation? So you have to think about how fast can you think on your feet and how fast can you think about a strategy to get out of whatever environment that you're in. And so I think about those things from time to time, like, wow, what would I do if I were in a situation like that? I know I can't swim well, so I have to trust God that God would carry me through across the other side. So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm ever like in an airplane or something and something were to happen, not that there's one in a million chances, but again, I pray when I go on a flight. Every time I go somewhere, I always pray before I leave and I pray when I get to the ground because that's me thanking myself. There's that mind over matter because I get anxious when I'm flying already. So I'm a terrible flyer, but I'm working on that. It's something I'm working on. And then the grounding thing that you're talking about too. Grounding is powerful. When you put your feet in the ground, you go outside, you hug a tree. That's you getting your ions back because there's a lot of energy in earth and there's a lot of energy to what you get. So I started grounding a couple of years ago, and that's where my mind over matter started changing. Was when I started utilizing meditation and really sitting with yourself in uncomfortable situations. Like, why do I get myself in these types of different situations that I'm in? So how do I work? I'm still working on those things. So yeah, there's a lot that the Bible talks about. I think in the book of Psalms is one of my favorite books, and there's a lot that he mentions with meditation and
Mm-hmm.
guided practice. And
Mm-hmm.
you just work yourself.
Yes, yes. One of my favorite passages is, I think it's Philippians 4 6, and it's, do not worry or fret over anything, and in all
Mhm.
things, with prayer and repetition, make your wants and desires known to God. And I mean, literally, God is like answering anxiety, like right there. He's like, you're anxious, talk to me. You're anxious, talk to me. You're anxious, talk to me. And so I think it's amazing how alive that passage is today in
Yeah.
2025. And then I think there's
Oh,
like articles about how anxiety is up and all sorts of things. I don't know why it's up so high, but
well,
all right.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
little.
right. All right, you guys, we're going to share some
What?
practical tools for utilizing the power of positivity and mind over matter in your lives. So, some of those tools are positive affirmations, gratitude journaling, decluttering mental space. And let's see, each of us is going to share a positive affirmation and invite the audience to say it out loud or type it in the chat. So I will go first. My positive affirmation for you all on the live who are watching now is I am worthy, I can, and I will. I am
Mm.
worthy, I can, and I will. So if you all can say that out loud or type it in the chat, I'll also type it in the chat for you guys. Positive. And then, Jolanta, if you want to think of your affirmation.
Mm. Let's think of some good one. I'm thinking of a good one here.
You are worthy of the desires of your heart. You are worthy of having your dreams come to fruition. You are a child of God. You guys, I could just do a video on positive affirmations. I love them so much.
You should. I'm ready. I have a good one.
Go for it.
I am listening and open to the message the universe has to offer today.
Oh, I like that one. I might replace it with the message God has to offer. I like it. But if you are believing outside of Christianity, I think that's a great one. That's
Do you
amazing.
want to know?
Yeah, well, let's type that one in the chat first. Say it
Oh,
again.
sure.
Can you say it again for me and I'll type it for you?
It's I am listening and
Mm-hmm.
open to the messages the universe has to offer today.
Can I add and God and or God?
Sure. Or you can say it to the messages God has to offer today, if that helps.
Well, that's okay. We don't know who's watching. Some people may believe in the universe. All right. Any others?
I have, let's see. That's another one I really like.
Well, that's okay.
I'll
go for it.
here. I am doing the work that works for me.
Ooh, I like that. I am doing the work that works for me. Yes. So, at this time, does anyone have questions about the power of positivity or mind over matter? And we were going to talk about, we were going to go in to talk more about divine timing. We forgot about divine timing, Jolanta. We almost, maybe that should be our next live.
Good job. You're almost at the top here, girl.
Yeah, we're almost at the top of the hour here. It looks like you and I can get through 2 topics. Yes, we have divine timing we were going to go over, and then relevant scriptures, which we did combine. We did already talk about relevant scriptures, so that's good. But divine
That's true.
timing. Let's see. If no one has questions right now, we could just go over divine timing quick if you'd like.
You have a question here. Do you want to ask it?
Sure. I don't see it on my end. Maybe I have a delayed connection.
It's in it's in the document. You want to ask your question?
Oh, let me see. You can go for it if you're there. Go for it.
Sure. It says, when was a time your mindset shifted a situation?
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, I see it. Okay.
I can put that in the chat.
Yes. I have a very funny one. When I was in Los Angeles, my coworkers and I used to go to a lot of like networking events together, and parking was always an issue for us. I'm sure if anyone's tuning in from LA, which I think we have a couple people there now, you understand the parking is real. So, anyways, my coworker and I were circling the block, and I was like, "Circle it one more time. There's going to be a spot. I just know is going to open. There will be a spot." And we circled one more time, and a spot opened right in front of the bar that we were going to this event at. And she goes, "Oh!" And then so every time after that, she's like, "You're riding with me because you're gonna talk to your God and you're gonna get us a parking spot." And it literally kept working. It was so wild. It was like I think God was like kind of working on her and wanting her into his kingdom. So I think that was like a fun way that he was using me, like through him. Because she thought it was me, and I was like, no, it's not me. It's like, it's the Holy Spirit helping. But that was just a little silly one. What about you, Jolanta? Do you have any that you'd like to share?
I was thinking about it, and let's see. I think when my mindset shifted the most is I was on a trip. I was on a trip to Hong Kong once, and with my husband and I, we like to travel. And I remember we went to this temple and I sat down and I meditated for like about, oh, I don't know, about a good I just sat down. It was a nice day and I sat here. I've never been to a temple before. And so I lit my candle and then I came outside and I was just thinking about my grandma because my grandma passed away many moons ago on my dad's side of the family, how much she meant to me. And something just kind of washed over me as I got up from my meditation. I just remember feeling a bunch of sadness for some reason. Like I cried because well, I'm half Chinese, so my family hasn't visited mainland China yet, or hasn't had a chance to visit, or when it came from. So I would have been the first person to actually in my family go to China and really like visit the beautiful city of Hong Kong. And to me, just felt like that was a message from my grandma. And I was like, wow, this is powerful when you're sitting and meditating. How much more you can feel accomplished. So I never felt these tears like that. And I just felt like that was my grandma's way of saying, hey, welcome.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's so beautiful.
I'm never sharing that. Saying it first.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Thank you, Jolanta, for sharing this story with us and our viewers. All right, you
Of course.
guys. So it's coming up to the end of our broadcast here. Remember to like this video, share it out with your networks, please, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes,
and
please.
we have some social media call outs for you. So you can follow me on Instagram at FilmLabTV and on TikTok, Lady Filmmaker. And I believe that's it. TikTok and Instagram. Yep, that's it. It's for me, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Jolanta, where can we find you?
You can find me at Jolanta Does Social on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And you can also find me under Jolanta Young Photography, also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Amazing. And we'll post those links under the video at the end as well. And I will also post the contact form for everyone underneath the video afterwards. So we hope to see you all soon in our next live. Our next live is going to take place. We're thinking the third Tuesday of every month, right, Jolenta? So we're gonna go live
I
again
believe.
August 19th, Tuesday, August 19th.
Yeah.
And I think our intro is divine timing. We didn't get to touch on divine timing within this one, so I think that would be a good segue into divine timing and living out that journey of God's timing versus our own timing. And how, I guess I'll talk about how I'm personally living that out because I'm like in the midst of it now. And I'm sure Jolanta will have plenty to share as well, right, Jolanta?
I sure will.
I'm very excited to go over divine timing in a month from now. And before that month our social media platforms, we would love to hear from you guys. Like, subscribe, share to us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Facebook. Hello. I knew I forgot one. Facebook at Film Lab TV. Follow my page on Facebook and I will post some fun videos for you all. I like to post like positive, inspirational videos throughout the week, along with film tips and tricks. So stay in touch, everyone. Much love and happy day, y'all.
Thank you.